What was the hardest part of being a child? While many things can cause stress to a kid, such as a parent divorcing, moving to a different school, having inconsistent living situations, they all tie back to one idea: something has changed. Anyone who's been around kids knows that they hate changes, especially ones they can't control. As we grow up, we have more control over our emotion, speech, location, but there's so much that remains out of our grasp. It's tempting to just throw a temper tantrum, drag your feet, or pretend as if there isn't some transition happening at all. When we think of transitions in this mindset, we miss out on all the good that can come with them. Transitions are a time of vulnerability for us. They are often a struggle. However, they are both rewarding and necessary to self-improvement. To be part of society, we will find that transition is unavoidable. Odds are every person in this room has had at least one major transition. In 1967, psychologists Holmes and Ra actually discovered a questionnaire for identifying major stressful life events. Each one of the 43 life events was awarded a life change unit, depending on how stressful it was felt to be by a large sample of the participants. At the top, there's some very tragic moments, such as death of a partner or divorce. But there are also some very positive changes. Marriage and retirement were both among the top 10 stressors, but they're generally considered to have a positive impact on people. This goes to show that not all big changes are bad. Take our congregation moving, for example. We were able to take advantage of a great opportunity to really upgrade our building on our own terms. It's important to remember that just because we can't control the future doesn't mean it's all bad. So if transition is unavoidable, why exactly do we resist it? Comfort may be the biggest deterrent here. It is so easy to simply do nothing instead of a something. A mentor of mine once said, "A comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there." Another factor tied into resistance to change is sentimentality. Politicians use sentimentality to steer us away from change all the time. However, memory is fickle, and human nature often distorts what our brain chooses to remember. However, there is one primal instinct, older than civilization itself, which drives us away from change like no other: fear. Before society and law, fear might be the only thing keeping you alive in the wild. However, the wild places in this world have slowly begun to disappear. What once made avoiding any possible change a boon has quickly turned into a hindrance. We cannot afford to let ourselves become paralyzed by the fear of the new, but as to be paralyzed by the inevitable. We can instead embrace transitions, charging forward with life. Transitions are certainly one of the hardest parts of life. Their fruits are plentiful, though, and we can turn them from roadblock to stepping stone on our journey. Like the narrator in the song Blue Boat Home, we've been sailing all of our life. However, we remain grounded to our home, the earth, even in turbulent times, through our friends, family, and church. With these, we can tackle any transition. Thank you.